It was Halloween night, and the moon shone brightly in the sky, casting a spooky glow over the neighborhood. Mia, Jack, and their friends were excited, dressed in their costumes, ready to trick or treat. But this year, something special awaited them. As they stood in Mia's driveway, an old man in a pirate costume appeared, holding a scroll. "Ahoy, young adventurers," he said with a grin. "Instead of your regular trick-or-treating, how about a treasure hunt? Follow the clues, and you'll find hidden candy treasures." The kids' eyes lit up with excitement. Mia, dressed as a fairy, took the scroll from the man's hands. "Let's do it," she said. Jack, who was a brave knight for the evening, nodded enthusiastically. They gathered in a circle, unrolling the first clue. The clue read, "Find the place where the pumpkins glow bright, where ghosts and goblins their first take flight." The kids looked around, realizing the clue pointed to the house with the most Halloween decorations on the block. They raced to Mrs. Anderson's house, where her yard was filled with glowing pumpkins and spooky ghosts hanging from trees. "We're here!" Mia shouted as they approached the door. Mrs. Anderson, dressed as a witch, smiled and handed them their next clue. The second clue read, "Where the wind howls through the trees, look for the house that stands near the breeze." The kids knew exactly where to go, the old house at the end of the street, where the tall oak trees swayed in the wind. At the old house, Mr. Thompson, the owner, was sitting on his porch, surrounded by leaves swirling in the breeze. "Looking for treasure, are you?" he said with a chuckle. He handed them a candy-filled chest and another clue. The next clue led them to the house with the biggest Halloween display, where giant spider webs covered the windows and creepy skeletons guarded the yard. "I know this one," Jack said, running ahead. It was the Petersons' house. When they arrived, they found Mrs. Peterson dressed as a mummy. She handed them a large bowl of candy and the next clue. "You're getting closer," she said mysteriously. The next clue was a bit trickier. "Find the place where the black cat roams, where shadows dance near haunted homes." The kids thought for a moment, then remembered Mr. Lee's house, where his black cat, Midnight, was always lounging on the porch. At Mr. Lee's house, they found Midnight sitting on the steps, lazily watching them. Mr. Lee, dressed as a vampire, smiled and handed them their next clue, along with some candy. "Only one more stop," he said. The final clue read, "To find the treasure, head to the house with the biggest broomstick in town, where witches and wizards are known to gather round." They knew this one. It was the haunted house near the park where the neighborhood kids always played. They raced to the haunted house, their hearts pounding with excitement. The kids knocked on the door, and the pirate man from earlier opened it. "Congratulations, treasure hunters," he said, revealing a treasure chest full of candy inside. "You've completed the hunt." The kids cheered as they each took a handful of candy. But the pirate man wasn't done. "There's more to treasure than just candy," he said. "Look around. What did you discover tonight?" Mia looked at her friends, realizing they'd learned something new about each house they visited. Jack smiled. "We didn't just get candy. We discovered all the cool things about our neighborhood." As they walked home, their candy bags full, they felt more connected to the world around them. Mia turned to her friends and said, "That was the best Halloween ever." And they all agreed, knowing the adventure they'd shared was more magical than they ever imagined.